of sucked. I just saw that. I saw that screw. What else is new? Amos, how you doing? Good to see you. Cool. That's awesome, dude. Arpeggios. Five of you and only one thumb up. Okay. Just goes to show you can't please everybody in the room. All right. Hey man, you know who you look like? RDJ? Nope, never heard that before. Hey man, you know who you look like? Nope. Johnny, what's his name from Jackass? Johnny Knoxville. Yeah, that guy. Never heard that before. Hey man, you know who you look like? No. Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, never heard that before. Hey man, you know who you look like? No. Negan from The Walking Dead. Yep, never heard that before. Hey man, you know who you look like? Shut the fuck up already. And those are just some of the people that other people tell me I look like. It's better than saying, hey, you look like a bucket of shit. Thank you. I appreciate that, mostly. Just mostly. Anybody heard anything cool lately? Any cool music? Anyways, you can answer that, that's fine. If not, that's cool too. Let's talk about guitar strings here for a minute in case people want to know what I use. Ernie Ball Slinkies, regular 10s. Ernie Ball Slinky, regular 9s. Okay. Right now I'm using 9s on here. And it's great if you have hand issues like I do. You're a bit older. You're getting up there and you want to go lighter gauge. A lot of people do that. The problem with going lighter, in my opinion, and my experience, is that there's less stability in your guitar tune. Your stabilization in your tuning is what I'm getting at. If you use a heavier gauge of string like a 10, your guitar will stay more stable in its intonation. Now, some people will disagree with me, some people will agree with me. It just fucking depends on what side of the fence you're on. Makes no never mind to me, but I'm just saying, from my personal experience in playing for 40 years, that if you use 9s, they're more likely to be easier to play, yeah, but they're less stable in terms of keeping the guitar in tune. You use a 10 gauge, you'll have more stability, but it won't be as easy to play. I know Billy Gibbons has told the story about him and B.B. King, and B.B. King was just like, boy, why are you working so hard? And he's just like, what you talking about, man? He's just like, you need to use a lighter string gauge. And that's, they checked out each other's guitars. And B.B. used like an 8 gauge or something like that. I think Billy uses a 7 gauge or something. Well, something crazy. Hey Kev, what's happening? How you doing, buddy? I mean, why do I use Ernie Ball? My feelings have been always like, okay, well, if it's good enough for Clapton, which he uses the 10 gauge Ernie Ball Slinky regulars, and Jimmy Page uses the 9 gauge Ernie Ball regular Slinkies. Okay, those are two of my favorite guitar players of all time. That's what I'm using, and I've been using them ever since. I started, when I started as a 13-year-old kid, I started with Diodario, and then I tried GHS boomers. I used to break both brands very frequently, and that bothered me. Akai, hi, hello, how are you? No, I'm going to put on new string, Kev, but I thought I would talk about that in terms of the pros and cons to a lighter gauge of strings versus a heavier gauge of strings. What are you giving up versus what you're getting? And it's all about stability in keeping your guitar in tune. It all depends on how sensitive you are to that as well. You also get a little bit more sustain out of a heavier gauge string. But I'm not saying you got to go crazy and put on like 13 gauge like Stevie Ray Vaughan and tune down a half step. You know, even if you did that, you will fuck up your hands. I can guarantee it. When I went to school in Berkeley at Boston in Massachusetts, you know, it was 1990 and big albums at the time were like In Step by Stevie Ray Vaughan and Joe Satriani and whatever current Van Halen shit was out at that time. Most people, that's what they were talking about in the dorm, other guitar players, and, you know, using that kind of technique. And I've thought, I'm like, that's just terrible to do to your hands. It's no wonder Stevie Ray Vaughan had hand issues, because his hands were all fucked up. Like, It's not written about a lot, but if you read enough about Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know that he had hand issues. Jimmy Page also had hand issues. There's a lot of these guys that have hand issues after playing for X amount of years. You know, I got severe carpal tunnel syndrome. I got pins and needles every fucking day now. Okay? Like, some days are better than others. When it's light, it's okay. It feels all right. And I'll play for maybe a little bit longer. But if it's not, I probably won't play at all. I'll be like, fuck it. It's just too painful. And I miss notes, and my timing kind of tends to fall off here and there. It's whatever. All right. It's going to be a short show. I'm going to get out. My voice is still very hoarse. So thank you guys for attending tonight's live stream. And I'll be back tomorrow for another, longer one than this. All right. Be cool. Peace out.